Inference questions. Many students find the inference question to be a problem. They find the inference question to give them some difficulty. The inference question really is very helpful to you because the inference, it's not really not helpful to you, that's what I mean. The inference question can be easy to manage if you understand that you must pick the answer, you must choose the answer that is true. It must be true. Many students, when they make inferences, they pick answers that possibly may be true, or they think, well, it says this, so maybe it says that. All right, your inference question is a question that comes directly from the evidence that's written in the passage. Your inference must be logically connected to the evidence in the passage. Okay, it's not something that you have to possibly or maybe true. Okay, that's always the wrong answer. So you got to pick what must be true. All right, a good example of this might be if you're with a friend and your friend tells you on Tuesday that they're not going to make it to the party on Saturday if they have to work that day. All right, and now Saturday comes around and your friend doesn't show up at the party. What can we infer from this action of your friend not showing up? All right, so they may give an answer choice like he was sick. They may have an answer choice he changed his mind, or they may say what? That he had to work. The answer that's directly connected to the evidence that was stated is that he has to work, so you must pick that answer, okay? So your answer must be logically connected, okay? It must be logically connected when you're choosing an answer choice for an inference question. And we give you a real good information and real good detail about how to do those inference questions. It's pretty much the same strategy. Read the question, find the keywords in the question. Find the keyword sentence in the paragraph. Remember chronological order. Pick the answer choice that must be true. All right, pick the answer that must be true. Could be true or possible answers are always wrong. All right, now the inference question also can be of the type where they say, what can you infer from the paragraph? Okay, and in that kind of situation, you're really going to have to look at the topic sentence, and you're going to have to look at the last sentence, possibly that paragraph. Normally, for a question like that, for the previous two questions, you most likely would have read a lot in that paragraph already. So use your previous question knowledge to help you answer an inference question if they ask you what can be inferred from a particular paragraph, okay? So keep that in mind when you're doing that particular kind of question. All right, and so we have a couple of questions that we could look at also. We have the negative factual question. With this particular question, a lot of students also have trouble with this question. The negative factual question is where they say all the following are true except. With this particular question, the keywords you need to focus on are in your answer choices. You have to find each answer choice and find out if it's basically true or false. You have three answers that are true, one is false, or three false answers and one is true. All right, and so be very, very careful with the negative factual question. Sometimes the negative factual question can be designed as a details question. All right, so be very careful with that. Sometimes a negative factual question can be designed as a details question, and so when we show you the examples of how to do these different questions, you'll get a good idea of what we're talking about. You can have two types of negative factual questions. You can have a one-sentence negative factual question where all the keywords from the answer choices are in that one sentence, or one of them is missing from that one sentence, and that's your actual answer. Or you can have a multi-sentence negative factual question where different keywords from answer choices are found in different sentences within one paragraph. Okay, so a negative factual question from a strategy standpoint is you have to look at choice A, find the keywords in choice A, look in the paragraph that they reference, find those keywords and see if it's true or false. See if you actually find those keywords. If you don't find the keywords, then that is your answer choice. All right. If you find the keyword language mentioned, then that is your answer choice. So, keep in mind in terms of how to do this particular question, the keywords are in the actual answer choices, everyone. Locate those keywords in the paragraph. Determine if what is said about the keyword is true or false according to the question. All right? You cannot simply match the words you see. All right? But you must determine the meaning of how the word is used to determine if it's true or false. All right? And read through this information. Reference questions. They really don't do this question a lot anymore. So they do it sometimes, but basically it's what does it refer to? What does they refer to? Who does they refer to? And so with this kind of question, the main thing to keep in mind is that with a reference question, what it refers to or who they refers to is always going to be referred to in that sentence or the previous sentence, never more than that. It'll be referred to in that sentence or the previous sentence. All right, we have the sentence addition question. This is a question that tests coherence. All right, that's what they're doing here with the sentence addition question. They're testing coherence. You have to take a sentence and place it in the right spot within the paragraph. All right, and normally there are going to be keywords within the sentence that you're adding. The sentence that you're adding that allows you, those keywords allow you to know where to place this particular sentence. That sentence has to match the sentence before it and most likely lead into the next sentence. But the keywords and usually transition words, if they're used with the highlighted sentence, helps you know where to place that particular sentence. Paraphrase question. The paraphrase question is one that kind of messes with a lot of students. They don't quite understand it, and probably one of the main reasons that causes difficulty with the paraphrase question is that the student is not paraphrasing. They are looking at answer choices that have the exact same words, and whenever you have the exact same words, you know that's going to be wrong because a paraphrase is going to use synonym language. So to really simplify this question, just find the answer choice that uses synonym language. Okay, answer choices that are half right are going to be wrong. Okay, those answer choices are always wrong that are half right. So don't pick those answer choices. Answer choices that mix the information. All right, many students get confused because many times with a paraphrase question is something that's separated by a paragraph. It's separated by a sentence by a comma, usually. And you have the part that's before the comma and the part that's after the comma. And whatever sentence you pick as your answer choice must have both sets of the information before and after the comma in a sentence. And you got to make sure you look for synonym language. If you find the synonym language, then you're going to find the answer. It's that simple. Find the synonym language and you find the answer choice. Vocabulary questions. With vocabulary questions, the easiest thing I can tell you is we suggest you just learn a lot of vocabulary. Okay? The more vocabulary you know, the easier these questions are. Now, there are some things that can help you with vocabulary questions, understanding context, root words, structural clues, substitution. All those words really help you with being able to discover how to do vocabulary questions. And when you watch our practice test review, you really get a good idea of how to answer vocabulary questions. But the best thing you can do is look at the vocabulary section that we have here in the course. And that vocabulary section will really help you understand vocabulary words and the right kind of words you need to know for the TOEFL iBT. All right, summary questions. This is normally the final question that you have to do. The summary question, basically they're going to give you 6 answer choices, and 3 of those answer choices are going to be Three of those answer choices are going to be summaries of 3 different paragraphs. All right, remember, a summary is a general statement, and it's going to be a general statement that summarizes an entire paragraph. Something that is a specific fact or a detail is wrong. Again, specific facts and specific details are completely wrong. So, pick answer choices that are summaries of paragraphs. Now, how do you recognize when something matches a paragraph? Look at your topic sentences. Match an answer choice to a topic sentence. If you do that, you're going to find your summaries every single time. A lot of my students do very well on summary questions just by knowing that information right there. Match answer choices to topic sentences, because topic sentences are essentially summaries of paragraphs. They tell you what a paragraph is about. Okay? So remember, for the summary question, you're looking for the answer choices that summarize a paragraph. That's what you're looking for. You also have the fill in the table question. They don't do that that often, but the fill in the table questions where they give you a question and you have to fill it in. Basically, it's going to normally cover 2 or 3 paragraphs, and it's very specific information. It might be tied to a date, like what happened in 1836, and they'll give you like 5 or 6. They'll give you like 7 choices. 2 things will fit in for 1836. 3 things will fit in for 1936. Okay, and so you have to be able to match that up when you're doing the fill in the table question. All right, so that's just a general overview of the reading comprehension strategy. We want you to read through both of these sections so you truly understand how to do the different question types and what our strategy is, so that you'll be able to apply that strategy in doing your